Hey guys, and welcome back to the Aether Hub. I'm Seiben here today bringing you our first official look at some of the cards coming in Magic's upcoming set, IXALAN. God, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Anyway, I'm sure many of you are aware these aren't literally our first look at some of these cards, since someone spoiled a whole sheet of them a while back. At least now they have a better resolution than someone who took a quick snapshot with a 2006 FlipRazor cell phone camera in a dark factory. Regardless, this is our first good look at IXALAN. So if you guys don't know, the story of IXALAN, while not really fleshed out just yet, is basically about exploration and treasure hunting in a lost and ancient land. We have a couple known factions popping up in the lore, the two main ones who seem to be warring with one another being these Crusader Conquistador type people and the natives of the lost land that's being invaded. I kinda feel like I've seen this story somewhere before. There are of course other parties involved, but I feel like these will be the two main sides, for lack of a better word, and we get our first preview of the well-armored conquistadors in the card Bishop of Rebirth. 3/4 zombie cleric for 3 generic and double white. Vigilance. Whenever Bishop of Rebirth attacks, you may return target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is a buffed up rare version of a card we just saw in Amonkhet, Devoted Cropmate. Yeah, you can return more with Bishop of Rebirth, and it has Vigilance rather than being tapped for an extra turn, but still I'm not impressed by this card. People are comparing it to Sun Titan, and it's obvious to see why, but yeah, it's just not as good. It's just a tad bit slow for my liking, and not having that enter the battlefield trigger or haste means it could die relatively easily without doing anything of worth. Gotta look at the set as a whole, but right now, I'm not really liking it. On a flavor note, it's interesting to see an all-white mana vampire, a creature type that's usually black, if not sometimes sharing its color with white. This probably hints at a theology of these crusaders that has imprinted on the minds of all this religious fervor, something strong enough to convert even these typically unholy creatures. Cleric win. Moving on, we have another much needed flavor win for the story of IXALAN. How do you think people on this plane go about all these adventures and expeditions? Boats, of course. What do you often find on the open seas? People who toe the line between heroic and morally ambiguous, otherwise known as pirates. While this isn't a pirate card per se, we know they're coming, and this is a great callback to this creature type. It's Walk the Plank, sorcery for double black, destroy target non-merfolk creature. I'm glad this is uncommon because this sorcery speed nonsense is really killing me right now. It's just a worse version of Fatal Push, which we all understand is pretty amazing. Still, Walk the Plank is an almost unconditional removal for 2 mana, so it's not that bad either. It's just not as good as some hype factories may be pumping it out to be. Of course, it could become a lot worse if we find IXALAN has some pretty insane merfolk, and they come to dominate standard. Outside of that scenario, it's a standard sorcery kill card that's made tolerable by its pretty low cost. But hey, at least we know merfolks are gonna make an appearance, so that's a thing. Next, we finally have an uncommon land that, at least to me, doesn't make me want to gouge my eyes out. It's beautiful and practical. It's Unclaimed Territory. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Tap it to add 1 generic to your mana pool, or tap it to add 1 color of any mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell of that chosen type. Rejoice, lovers of all things tribal. Cavern of Souls finally has a budget option. Obviously, it's way worse, but hey, let's not get greedy now. I'm not sure how this land will fare in standard since there's only a few real viable tribal decks out there and they don't seem to have much issue with fixing it. But that's not to say new tribes won't be elated to see Unclaimed Territory. I for one hope to see a return to tribals, strong tribals, and a card like this could be instrumental in one such tribe coming in IXALAN, the one people are most hyped about, dinosaurs, which apparently will be Naya colors. Speaking of dinos, our last preview of the day is one of these new creatures. Burning Sun's Avatar, 6/6 dinosaur avatar for 3 generic and triple red. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. Yeah, so apparently Wizards of the Coast really loves the Titan cycle and looks to basically reprint it in Exelon. We saw the mini Sun Titan earlier, and this is like another Inferno Titan, only without fire breathing. To say which is better is kinda difficult because they're pretty similar, although I probably value the 3 extra damage to a player, or 3 more damage overall, of Burning Sun's avatar to the fire breathing of Inferno Titan. Do I have to say it, guys? This card's really good. Whenever you couple removal onto a creature without a downside, it's gonna fare pretty well. Yes, it costs a lot, and the triple red is really annoying. It may be too slow for standard, but it's one of those limited bombs you'll always want to first pick. Big stompy creature, removal on a stick, just a well-designed card for limited. And that, guys, is gonna do it for our first previews of Exelon. Let me know what you guys think of these cards in the comment section below. Are you more hyped for pirates, crusaders, dinosaurs? You gotta let me know. Of course, it goes without saying, help build the community by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time here on the Aether Hub.